The Old Woman and the Rabbit. Once upon a time, there was an old woman who lived with her 2 grandchildren at the foot of a mountain. Every day, the grandchildren went to work on the farm and returned just before sunset. One day, while the grandchildren were at the farm, a rabbit came to visit the old woman. The rabbit asked her if they could play together. The old woman, who was tired of being lonely, happily agreed. She saw it as a chance to feel young again. They spent the whole day playing many games. The old woman was so happy, running, jumping, and laughing. The rabbit left before sunset. The old woman thanked him for his company and asked him to come back the next day. The rabbit just nodded his head and left. The next day, the rabbit returned to play again. Everything was fun at first, but after a while, the rabbit said, "Let's play a new game. Let's take turns cooking each other." The old woman said, "Okay, you can go first." They gathered wood and made a big fire. The old woman filled a large, black, 3-legged pot with water and the rabbit helped her lift it onto the fire. They agreed that they would say a safe word 2 times when the heat got too much. The rabbit got into the pot, and the old woman closed the lid. As the fire burned, the rabbit said, "Grandmother, grandmother, I am burning. Grandmother, grandmother, I am burning." The old woman opened the pot and out came the rabbit. "Now it's your turn," said the rabbit. Without wasting time, the old woman jumped into the pot. The rabbit added more wood to the fire. When the old woman couldn't stand the heat anymore, she cried, "Rabbit, rabbit, I am burning. Rabbit, rabbit, I am burning." But the rabbit pretended not to hear her. He placed a big rock on top of the pot, and the old woman cried out in pain as the boiling water burned her. The rabbit took the old woman's clothes and hat, wore them, and took her walking stick. He went inside the hut and sat on her grass mat. When the grandchildren returned, the rabbit, pretending to be the old woman, spoke in a gentler voice and said, "Grandchildren, I cooked pap and meat for you today. Eat as much as you want." The grandchildren started eating. As they were eating, one of the grandchildren picked up a piece of meat, looked at it for a moment, and said, "Why does this look like grandmother's toenail?" "Nonsense," said the other grandchild. "Can't you see that grandmother is sitting right there?" After they finished eating, the rabbit jumped out and took off the clothes. The rabbit then took out a whistle and started blowing it while singing, "They ate their grandmother, they thought it was meat. They ate their grandmother, they thought it was meat." Furious and disgusted, the children grabbed their knob sticks and chased the rabbit. The rabbit ran and ran until he reached a river. But the river was full of water, and the rabbit could not cross. So, he turned into a small, beautiful rock. When the grandchildren reached the river, they couldn't find the rabbit. One of them saw the rock and picked it up. He said, "If that rabbit was still here, I would smash him with this rock." He threw the rock across the river. When the rock landed on the other side, it turned back into a rabbit. The mischievous rabbit began to sing again, "They ate their grandmother, they thought it was meat. They ate their grandmother, they thought it was meat."